Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am the Inconsequential Runner and I've got a super treat for you today. You know what it's like where a new version of your favorite shoe comes out and you want to know exactly what that comparison is between the old version and the new version, but the trick is your old version's got miles on it and your new version is fresh. So what's the difference? Well, I'm going to find out today what that difference is for probably the single most relevant shoe at the moment, which is the Superblast. So this is what I'm going to do. I have a pair of Superblast 1 and these have done 710 kilometers. I have got a pair of Superblast 2. These have done 560 kilometers. And I have a fresh new pair of Superblasts, which are right out of the box. Superblast 2. Look, laces haven't even been undone. So what I'm going to do, and I've been so excited about making this video, and I've been thinking about how I'm going to do the comparison. It's going to be a little bit weird, but I'm going to do it this way. For my first run, I'm going to wear the Superblast 1 on one foot and the older Superblast 2 on the other foot. 710 Ks, 560. So relatively the same. So what is the difference between Model 1 and Model 2? Then I'm going to wear Superblast 2 at 560 and Superblast 2 at 0 kilometers and ask that same question. What is the difference? To make sure I'm capturing the insights live, I'm going to take with me a little voice recorder and I'm going to make notes, but how you're going to see it is in a moment. We're going to be zapping ahead in time and I will share with you between each of those runs what the differences are between the shoes. Right, that's it. It's going to be a 2K loop, so not very far, but enough. It's going to have some flat, a little bit of uphill, a little bit of downhill, and I'm just going to be talking about the differences between the shoes. So it's too big a jump, isn't it, to go from an aged Superblast 1 to a new Superblast 2. So that's great that we've got that Superblast 2 as an intermediary that's done the 560 Ks. All right, let's do the review. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm back from that 2-kilometer run. Now, a couple of points. One, I did a warm-up, a thorough warm-up first, so I'm not testing these shoes on cold legs. I'm going to quickly give you an update now, and then I'm going to do the next round. I don't want to cool down. What I can tell you is, with the Superblast 1 on the left foot, remember 710 Ks, and the Superblast 2 at 560 Ks on the right foot, generally, I didn't notice too much of a difference. There were differences though, so let's go through them. The Superblast 1 felt softer. Not much, but detectably softer. Also, the Superblast 2 was a little bit more responsive, and I could feel that mainly through the rocker. It seemed to just sort of launch me forwards a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying the rocker is different. Maybe it was a compression in the foam over time or some other subtle changes. But the stack, the heaviness of the Superblast 2, it's not heavy, but the heaviness felt a little bit more than the Superblast 1. No, hold on. Let me reframe that. So when I talk about the heaviness, I'm saying it felt higher in the stack and it felt more propulsive, and the rocker felt like it was throwing me forwards. Now, I'm not saying that there's any changes in height, stack height between the two shoes, or the rocker has been formed differently, but that's how it felt. But overall, if I hadn't known I had two different shoes on each of my feet, I may have not noticed the difference if I hadn't known. So some slight, but still detectable differences. Okay, now I'm going to keep the Superblast 2 at 560 Ks on my right foot, and I'm going to lace up the Superblast 2 0 Ks fresh out of the box on my left foot. And let's see what the differences are between the Superblast 2 models. All right, catch you in a short bit or right now. Okay, the final review, and let me slow down for this. I was a little bit rushed in between the last run and this run. Okay, so confirming, and forgive me if I'm repeating myself, for me it's been 10 minutes between the two runs. So 10 minutes, 2K, 5-minute Ks, which for me is that moderate long run pace, 5-minute Ks. So last night I was doing intervals, and I was doing between 320 and 330-minute Ks for that, and my slow easy run is 6 minutes, 6 minutes 10. So probably a little slower than you'd expect. So for me, 5-minute Ks is a good sort of moderate pace. So that's what I took these shoes through. Now don't worry about the 5-minute K thing. It's relative to what would be your steady long run pace, or just even a steady sort of middle distance run. Okay, let's go through the final details. So the last run, I haven't taken these shoes off, so let me do that now. So the last run was with the brand new Superblast 2 straight out of the box on my left foot, replacing the Superblast 1, and then the Superblast 2 that I had on my right foot again on the right. Now in terms of comparison in this run, so comparing a Superblast 2 0Ks with 560 Ks, it had that normal out of the box feel, a little tiny bit stiffer, and mainly I could feel it in the tongue. The tongue was definitely stiffer on the new Superblast 2, I could feel it, but overall not a huge amount of difference. The life in both of the shoes in terms of the responsiveness, pretty much the same, so there was a difference, but way less than you'd expect for 560 kilometer difference. So yeah, gosh. So what that means is these shoes are incredibly good value. They will last a long time. The difference, one of the big differences between the Superblast 1 and the Superblast 2 is the outsole. You can see that there's some outsole differences in terms of coverage and also the pattern design. And I think these are going to last even longer. So that's 560K, and the only little bit of wear that's, well, no, not a little, but the little bit of significant wear is just up there. So that's on my right heel on the lateral side. But the rest of it is looking pretty good. It's going to last a long time, and that's what it tells me. Because of the difference between the 0 kilometer and the 560 in the Superblast 2 is so little. I think I can expect 1,000 kilometers out of this shoe. So that makes it really great value. I have tried over 100 road shoes, and these, the Superblast 1 when they came out, was my favorite shoe of all time, only bettered by the Superblast 2, which only has fractional slight improvements to it over the Superblast 1. If I had to run on the Superblast 1 for the rest of my life, I'd be happy about that. Even the pair I've got now and the Superblast 2, better, slightly, but better. But the key is, not only do they feel fantastic, number one shoe, but the longevity of them is amazing. Okay, so these shoes are great value shoes. I know that they are hard to get, and you might ask, how have I ended up with 2 pairs? Simple. I support my local sports shop, shoe shop, and I put a deposit on the shoes before they landed. That way, there was a pair held for me, so I didn't have to get in there early or queue up or risk them running out. Do that. Go to a reputable sports shoe shop and put a deposit on them, if the shop will let you do that, to hold a pair for when they arrive. Don't buy them online where there's a risk from those that supply it online, where there's a risk you're going to end up with a pair of counterfeit. I've made a video on a counterfeit pair I got my hands on, and how you can spot the differences, and I'll put the link to the video is the first comment. So if you want to watch that, it's well worth watching because it'll save you a lot of money. There's no point spending almost the same amount as you would on a new pair of Superblast 2 to get some copies, because the copies aren't even close, especially when it comes to the weight, significantly heavier. But anyway, all the detail will be in that link in the comment. So, still love these shoes, of course, there's no change. Love them even more. The value proposition of these shoes is the key thing. They feel so good, they last a really long time. So how am I going to use them in future? Well, the Superblast 2s I'm going to alternate between for my long runs, my interval training, any thresholds, all of that sort of stuff. Out and out racing, that's when I'll convert to something like the ASICS Metaspeed. Now, I know I'm holding up a lot of ASICS. All my shoes I paid for myself. They've not been subsidized or given to me for the purpose of review. The Superblast 1, what am I going to use these for? Because it's slightly softer, and I know that now with comparing them to these, I'm going to save these a little bit more for my easy runs. So ones where I want my legs to just focus on a little bit of recovery and take it easier, which is what I'm going to jump into today. I'm going to continue my run now, run to the gym, run back, detail you don't care about, but I'm going to take these because I did my interval sessions last night and my legs are a little bit tender, but could still, with these shoes, get some good stuff, some good speed out of my legs. That is it. Look, any questions you've got, put them in the comments and I will answer them and help you out with that. But otherwise, that is it. Thank you for making it to the end. If there's anything good in this video that helps you in terms of making a purchasing decision or informs you in some way, just you hit like and you've paid it back. You've said, hey, thanks for the information. If you want to stick around for other videos, hit subscribe. I go over training techniques. I have a coach that comes on, Coach Mark, that gives us advice. You know, hitting subscribe is free, and yeah, it would be really appreciated. Okay, that's it. Take care, enjoy your next run, and yeah, might see you out there. Bye.